Hello, Gopniks and ladies. I was trying to think of a fun gals and Gopniks. There we go. Hello everybody. This shit show of an intro is brought to you by me, Mike. Win 5 get 1 free. Today, back with another episode of Projekt Severovo. Now, for a detailed recap, we are going to have Gunner run it. Just kidding. Gunner's
Mike,
voice is what?
The thing says New Amsterdam.
Oh, Christ alive. What says New Amsterdam?
I think we took her wrong. Let's turn it Albuquerque. No, I'm just giving you a shit about the fact that Projekt Severovo isn't cool enough to get a...
Oh, yeah.
thing.
That is fine, though. I intentionally told Amy not to make a New Amsterdam one, because we're in the third act here. I don't want her to, like, spend a bunch of hours working on a thing that's only going to get used a handful of times.
So
you told her not to make
we're that far?
We are pretty far into New Amsterdam.
Oh, you mean Projekt Severovo?
Projekt Severovo.
You've said New Amsterdam twice now.
Oopie doopie. Hi, stream. We're definitely professional tonight.
I This is what we call a hot mess. Sidebar. I'm
You're fucking right. So,
Mhm.
let me get this hot mess back onto a dinner tray real quick. Last time, you guys were running around the Turing Wing, learning about some of the personnel. Nothing personnel, kid. And getting all set up, learning some of the history of the Svaka facility and the LTVC program, and learning a little bit about Malice/Alice. You also saw a speaker who then phased through a wall, and no, you're not in the Projekt Severovo simulation as far as you can tell, so what the fuck's going on? And then all the lights went red. So, all the lights have gone red. Emergency lights on the sides of all of the rooms have gone all of the emergency lights on the sides of the rooms, like the firearm alarm lights, are flashing in erratic patterns. And all of you start to feel very, very ill. Everyone give me a...
Careful,
Let me
Mike. You know
see.
that I think all three of us have shitty physical stats.
Oh, I know. All of you give me a constitution check.
I ain't 50-50 on that, so.
Oh god, here we go.
What's the fucking constitution success? Fuck all of you.
Good job. Yep.
That's my 1-1 for this entire game.
Okay. Perfect. So, you guys, so Ian, you see this happening, and you're like looking, and you feel sick and woozy, and your tongue feels heavy, and you know when you're about to throw up and you start salivating really heavy?
And you get that like cold feeling all over and the lump in the back of your throat.
Right, exactly. You kind of get that, but you manage to keep yourself held together. Jonathan drops and begins to have a seizure. Persona begins to choke. What do you do, Ian?
Fuck. Fuck. Probably how grand of a mall is this seizure?
Oh, Jonathan is convulsing on the floor.
Fuck. Probably go to Persona first because the thing you worry about the seizures if they thrash themselves.
Yeah.
The thing with choking is they're gonna die if you don't fix it.
Yeah.
So go to Persona and try and give him the Heimlich, even if I end up busting a rib.
So make me a medical.
Oh no, boys, this is where it all ends.
Medical or first aid, either or.
This is where it all ends.
Yeah, I don't think you have enough luck points for that one.
Nope. I'm
Yeah, so
big brain plays. Do I push it?
you can push it actually. How would you push it if you pushed it?
That's... I guess if you try to give someone the Heimlich and it's not working and you really start giving them the Heimlich, I guess the thought is you might just end up hurting them.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Can you use luck on a pushed roll?
Yes. We will say yes on this one.
Even if it's... As long as it's not that bad. I can fix that.
Yes.
I'll use 5 points of luck to... That's so much better.
Okay, so you're about to give Angostura the Heimlich, and then you look at his throat and you realize, oh, Oh shit, this is anaphylactic.
Oh, I have to do the pen thing.
Yeah.
I have to give him a tracheotomy.
You do have a first aid kit with some emergency supplies.
Does it happen to have something I could do for a quick tracheotomy?
It do have an EpiPen, though.
Alright. Simple way.
Why do you
Yep.
want to cut into my voice?
Because then this will all make sense. Art imitates life, imitates art.
True.
But, that's safely done. I'm gonna go and try and, like,
Okay, so yeah, you hit him with the EpiPen?
yep, give right in the thigh, right in the meaty part of the thigh.
Yep, okay. So yeah, you see the swelling immediately begin to go down a little bit. But Persona is like he blacked out from like choking, essentially.
Yeah. Is Jonathan still seizing?
Yes, Jonathan is definitely still seizing.
So, I think the way you're supposed to is you're supposed to, like, get a hold of their arms, but also you're supposed to stabilize their head.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, I think you don't bear hug them, though, because then you could smother them or they could hurt themselves, but you're trying to keep them, especially their head and their arms, as still as possible, because those are the parts that they could really hurt themselves flailing around.
Yeah, and we'll say that your first aid roll rolls over to this, and you kind of can back this up.
So, yeah, just try and stabilize his arms at his side, and maybe, like, being behind him, wrap one arm around him to try and hold his arms at the elbow, and then use the other to, like, not put him in chokehold, but, like, to hold his head still as much as I can. I don't know. I don't know the actual procedure for dealing with someone with a seizure, so...
Yeah. So yeah, you stabilize him to the point where like he stops convulsing as much, but like he definitely like it looks like he kind of hit his head. And he's kind of he's awake, but he's kind of way out of it right now.
He's stunned. And
Yeah.
also, you just had a seizure. You're probably not in a good place after that.
Yeah. So Ian, you kind of stand up, maybe you wipe your brow, and the lights have finally stopped flashing in the way that they were, in that weird, erratic way. But the red light has dimmed to being pitch black.
Reach to where Persona is.
Uh-huh.
Shotgun.
Okay, you grab the shotgun.
Because, as the Tortuga has taught me, all things can be solved with shotgun.
I thought
True.
you were going to shoot me with a shotgun. I was a little nervous.
I mean, that would end the campaign really quickly. And I think Mike would be very mad at me if I just was like, I'm God now, and killed everyone.
I would be
The
surprised.
player has gone rogue.
I would be surprised, and I would probably just say no.
Player's gone mad. But
yeah.
peek around this corner again. Just peek around the corner out towards the hallway that interconnects to the main room to see what sort of fucky shit's going on out there.
Yeah. And you have to like feel on the wall to go around. You kind of feel the door, and the door is like sealed. Like the door on that connects to this hallway, the glass door, sealed.
Well, let's see how hardened the glass is. If I try and strike it with the rifle butt.
Yeah, you strike it with the butt of the shotgun, and it like definitely does a crack, but make me a body check.
Strength, size.
Size.
Neither are good.
Strength.
Neither are good.
Yeah, no, you
Nah.
bounce off of it, but you get a crack in there. And you kind of hear something kind of quiet at first.
Do have listen.
Go ahead and make a listen.
It's not that. Quit making me use bad rolls.
God. Yeah,
What are these rolls?
maybe at first you can't make it out, but you can hear that it's coming from kind of this area over here.
Well, if I'm over here looking around this corner,
Mm-hmm.
sticking to the wall for navigation,
Yeah.
come to here and look down that way.
You see a small dim light, like a small dim red light, like the size of a pinprick. It's slowly blinking.
Is the light talking? Do I still hear the talking?
No one said it was talking.
Or the sound, anyway?
You hear some sort of sound.
Coming from that general direction.
Yeah.
Well, Ian is not action hero man,
Mm-hmm.
but he's probably seen enough media to know what a staggered advanced is. So he's basically going to slowly advance by dipping room to room to room to room and
Okay.
seeing if anything reacts along the way.
Right. Yeah, nothing reacts, but as you get closer, you hear that it sounds kind of like a staticky crackle.
Okay, first things first. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna get the others.
They are still laying there unconscious.
Yeah. What I'm going to do is I'm gonna this room here, the middle
Mhm.
one on the left side of the hall.
Okay.
That's an office, right?
Yes, that is, if I remember correctly, that is Leia Radko's office.
I'm going to try and move them into the office.
Okay, yeah.
I don't want
easily
them out
enough
in the-
done.
I don't want them out in the hallway.
Yeah, it takes a second. But you get it taken care of.
And I'd like to position them in such a way where I kind of move some of the furniture around to kind of shield them from the hallway.
Right.
Like maybe take a desk. And by the way, this is a pathetic struggle of a small man.
Oh yeah, no, this is you're going through this hallway in pitch black, and maybe the audience can see kind of like this like pitch black struggle, just dimly lit, and hear you kind of exerting yourself as you kind of contort your body to drag things towards the door and to drag these people who are bigger than you into this room, because I'm pretty sure both people are bigger than you.
I think so. But
Yeah.
Once that's done, and maybe this is like a fuck, what's the name of the spooky game where you have a camera and everyone chases you around and goes woo?
I do not know.
Outlast.
Oh, Outlast. Yeah.
It's an Outlast situation where like all we see is like the night vision for it.
Yeah.
But-
Right.
Gets them settled in like that in basically an alcove made out of furniture
Mm-hmm.
to try and protect them from the whatever it is out in the hallway,
Right.
and then creep up towards one of these last two rooms, still trying to keep what cover he can, or he thinks
Yeah.
he can in the darkness from the light.
Yeah. And as you're approaching, you can kind of see what this light is. It looks like a red diode on some sort of rectangle with an antenna sticking out of it. And then from there, you kind of infer, oh, this looks like a radio.
And as I get closer, it probably sounds like radio static.
Yes, it does sound like radio static.
Do I talk to the spooky hallway radio? Yes.
Okay.
Slowly approaching the radio. Shotgun barely held up in one arm.
Yeah.
Shotguns are surprisingly heavy.
Mm-hmm.
And he is small, fucking antique store owner, man.
Yeah, yeah.
But got that in his good arm, well, his dominant arm, kind of pointed towards that diode.
Mm-hmm.
Fingered it. No, he wouldn't have trigger discipline, so he doesn't know to keep
Yeah.
the booger picker off of
The
the
booger hook off the bank switch. Yeah.
But reach over and try and like press the diode and see if that does anything. If that's
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah. You press the diode and the radio kind of wobbles back and forth with the shotgun pushing it.
So it's
It
just a
appears-
diode. It's not like something you would hold down to like either hear or talk.
No, and upon looking at this looks like a 1990s like boombox style radio. Silver, it appears, because it's
Okay.
making the red light come off. It's a consumer electronic for sure, not
Yeah,
like military or scientific.
It's a boombox. I don't know why in my brain I was thinking more like a walkie-talkie.
No, you're fair. I mean, that totally would make sense for this place, but no, it's like a CD player style radio.
Yeah, I was thinking two-way radio. But
Yeah.
well, and this is like the side of it, or is this
Mhm.
like the front face?
This is the front face.
Is this a cassette player or is this a CD player?
CD player. The antenna is up.
Is there a button I can hit to open the CD tray?
There is.
Is there a CD currently in the CD tray when I hit the button?
There is not. You can tell
Well-
the volume is very low.
All right, well, close the CD tray again because suddenly I think I might have to go scavenger hunting. But
Mhm.
let's start by just flicking up the, not real fast, but gently, slowly start turning up the volume in case something loud decides to start screaming.
Yeah, you slowly start to turn up the volume, and it's quiet at first, but you hear.
Slowly start turning it back down.
You can't turn this down.
Really start trying to turn it down.
You try and turn it down, and the laughter just keeps going and getting louder.
Shooting it would be pointless.
Yeah, and you're hearing this laughter, and then it just abruptly stops.
I'd like to retreat back to my hidey hole room.
You turn around, and there is a wall.
Oh.
Ian,
Oh no.
where are you going, Ian?
Ian's like, we could see like the panic on his face, like the way his eyes are darting back and forth, and he's licking at lips that now feel so chapped.
Yeah.
But intentionally, he is not responding.
Ian, I know you can hear me, Ian. I can see everything. I can see your insides, your outsides, your innermost thoughts. It's as if you're some sort of book, or maybe a code parsing. Would that be setting appropriate, Ian?
So the wall is directly in front of me. Is it also to the sides?
Yes.
Behind me?
There are doors on either side of you, and behind you is the radio with a wall.
These doors have anything on them? Or are they just blank doors?
They are the same doors that led into those offices.
Well, those offices I'm assuming had like name tags on them.
Yes.
Do these two have name tags or are they blank?
They're the same name tag, so it's Seiji Ito and Boro Praskevich.
Boros, because Boros seemed like he was the sane one.
Yeah. So you try his door?
Yeah, try door on the right because he was on the right side of the hall.
It doesn't budge. But you knew it wouldn't budge. The door's not real. Why would it be? The floor, the walls, the ceiling. None of them are real. They're all there for one purpose. Can you tell me why they're there, Ian?
He's just trying to steady his breathing. He can feel his heart in his throat. He's going to slowly sit down and just try and plug his ears and let the shotgun just fall over the side. It's useless here.
Yeah. Plugging your ears won't do you any good. Why?
Did anyone else hear those sound like a squeak?
Yeah, I heard it.
Is, Mike, we're not getting any of your laughter.
Aw, damn.
Yeah.
I just heard squeaks and I was like, does he have a squeaky toy?
That squeak was actually part of his demonic laughter that his, Mike didn't tune out.
Damn. Unfortunate. I'll try harder next time. And it's like, Ian. Non-participation will get you nowhere. Why are you resisting? You know that the only path is forward. The only path leads to them. They get to see you, and you get something in return. What do you get in return?
Well, if he's in his mind, he's just going to think, you already know. If you know my thoughts, I don't need to tell you.
I've often pondered, do you care for Ian West? Do you care for any of them?
That's definitely a puzzling statement to hear. That does stop his panicked thoughts as he just can't seem to process through that one.
You care about Olzek? Why are the walls there, Ian? Why are the walls there?
Because finally he starts playing along. Do you put them there?
Ah. Partial credit. Show your work.
Show your... I guess... how... Now that's stumping me as the dumb player. I guess turn back around and face the radio, since this is what kind of started this immediate situation.
Yeah.
Fuck it, let's try and turn up the volume again, see if that does anything. So that's what I did to start this.
You touch the radio and you start to turn it up, and it says, the voice that you hear says, "A soiled dove flies on the wings and on the wind. Strangers can crystallize in one's brain. Why are the walls there, Ian?"
I like where this is going.
Holy shit, Mike.
I don't know where this is going. I don't want to be here no more. Fuck.
Think about it, James. Do you understand what he's saying?
Well, I don't think I'd be this upset if I didn't understand what he was saying.
Dove.
Dull.
Stranger.
Crystal strange? I don't want the walls to be there anymore, Mike. The walls are there only because I'm allowing them to be there.
True. Here's the big question, though. Why did you let me put the walls there? And on top of that, what do you get from the walls?
And the radio starts to just blare out static. And then, Ian, you wake up in the room with Angostura and with Jonathan. Jonathan, you start to come to. Angostura as well.
You had your warning when he did this to me all those sessions ago. And now you're getting it too.
Fuck. They probably see, like, Ian's just white as a sheet, reaching out, feeling at walls that aren't there.
Yeah.
Hand reaching out, constantly fingertips trembling with trepidation that there will be something to pause their movement.
Jonathan, you
Yeah.
you wake up and you can't like see anything. You are like trying to look around and it just like and you get this like vague coppery smell as well. You're looking around and
Was it a seed? It's a stroke.
Yeah, you're looking around. Ian, you see Jonathan. He has a huge nosebleed, and his eyes are like super bleary and unfocused.
Oh no, he really is having a stroke.
And Angostura, you also wake up, and you try to like say some classic witty Angostura-ism, and just can't. You like try to vocalize, and it just nothing comes out. Your throat is like destroyed.
I guess the seeing them in their quandaries would be enough to kind of snap Ian out of it as he kind of stumbles across. Are the lights back on, or are we still in pitch
Yes,
blackness?
the lights are back on. There's no sound going on. It's red lights, just like red lights all around, like it was.
Yeah, emergency lights, like low power lights.
Exactly.
Guess he would stumble back over to, he probably dragged, for the sake of everything, probably dragged that first aid kit in.
Mm-hmm.
And just, like, start fucking triaging. Probably Jonathan, because, like, the two things you want to take care of with a patient is you look at the ones that are either vomiting or the ones that are bleeding first.
Yep. And yeah, it's a pretty big bloody nose, but you can get some gauze in there. Jonathan, you feel Ian, because Ian probably at least has, like, you can probably at least recognize his breathing over Angostura's. Like I said, he's a smaller frame than Angostura. He is putting gauze in your nose. Again, you can't see it, though.
Yeah. I've been stricken blind.
Yeah.
And, no, wait, you are already that.
Wow.
Ripperoni.
Got him.
Actually, that would be me, considering I'm the one that can't speak.
True.
Very.
And I can't hear anything, so I'm dumb. Or, not dumb, I'm deaf. I am
No, you
dumb,
can-
but I'm also
you can-
deaf.
Well, no, you can actually, like, hear. It's just the radio is not going on.
The sounds keep me up at night.
It's the silence, Bert. God.
That's what has him a twitchy boy as he's taking care of Jonathan.
Yep. All right. So, yeah, you get Jonathan patched up. What do you do now? Oh, go ahead, Jonathan.
What?
Oh, I thought you were about to say something.
Oh no, sorry, I was clearing my throat. My throat's
Oh,
clear.
you're good. Yeah,
Alright.
so...
Throats.
Hmm.
Go over and check on Persona.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
After a moment, he would probably just wave you off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can tell. His throat's still a bit swollen, and he seems to be having slight trouble breathing, but he's cognizant, and him, like, waving his hand is a good enough signal, probably. However you interpret it, that at least he knows what's going on to some degree.
Casey, it's probably just going to go back to the spot he was sitting. There's a part of him that wants to leave and like go check because there's a vending machine out in the hallway where we got those ancestral crystal Pepsis
Yeah,
that nearly killed them, but I was fine because I apparently have an iron gut.
yeah.
But
The
he
one
was
good,
totally-
the one good Constitution roll you've had.
2 because
Hmm.
this other one was a fucking 1.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, you have a
Apparently-
weird habit of passing Constitution rolls. Actually, now that I think about it.
Yeah. So he's just going to go back to checking the room for walls that may or may not really be there. Are the walls there, Mike?
Nope, neither is the radio.
Well, he's not going out the hallway to look for the radio.
Oh yeah, well the walls aren't there, but I mean like no matter how you slice it, if you look this direction, you would have seen the radio. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's not there.
Yeah, well, he's going to be feeling around the room, the walls of the room now, because that seems to be his new paranoia, is walls.
Yep.
Do these walls
James
feel
took
real?
sanity damage this time.
So, do y'all turn the lights off or something, or is something going on here? Or...
I fucking love Jonathan. His response is just so casual.
Are we gonna turn the lights on or something?
Yeah, Ian, do you answer him?
As if to, like, show him how futile that is, he just goes over to the wall switch and flicks it repeatedly.
Yeah, you hear the light switch flicking. Must not be
Is it-
powered.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is it? Do we need to flip a breaker or something?
This is the saddest thing. It's like whenever you see in a war movie someone whose leg is blown off, but they don't know it. Like, oh man, my leg feels really cold. Can you guys, like, what's wrong? Did it take a bullet or something? Oh
No,
fuck! Oh god, no! Tell me it's not that bad. Like,
It's that one guy in Saving Private Ryan who goes back and picks up his arm and keeps going.
yeah. Yeah.
Oh, they can reattach these, right?
Yeah. Ribs grow back, right?
They don't.
Oh.
They do. But, he's like, Jonathan, you fell down and you had a seizure. Persona, had allergic to something. Then there were the walls, and it was malice. Then the walls, the radio, but there were walls.
He probably tries to talk, but then just kind of shrugs.
Are you
Yeah.
having trouble breathing over there?
That's the one thing you can hear from Persona is slightly ragged breathing. Like, whenever someone has a bad enough throat injury that, like, even breathing catches on the sides of their throat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was kind of catching at there, or
Mhm,
thinking at.
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It happened. Persona, or Anatoly, or whoever he is. Now it's happened to me. Did it happen to you?
What?
malice and the walls and others and how I don't know.
I mean, not yet, but if it is going to, it probably will.
Guess you look for being so fucking blasé about it. But
Yeah,
doesn't
but
say
you don't
anything.
see the look.
In the
So,
darkness.
So is the gist here that I'm blind now? Is that what we're getting at?
I can't see if he's doing the evil DM smile. Oh, he is.
Yeah, I mean, currently you are blind,
Oh
Jonathan.
no, I was saying that as Jonathan.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't know how seizures work.
I mean, that is a side effect, I believe.
I don't know. Persona was better at this, but
Well, I think you know what. This is kind of not great. I guess you're gonna have to do the typing for now.
Huh.
what's there to
I hadn't even
type?
thought about that.
I mean, I don't know if we happen to need to type. That's kind of on you now.
Wait,
Or persona.
are you telling me that he doesn't know how to type without looking at the keyboard?
Loser.
No, I'm saying that he can't see the prompts to know what
Oh.
commands to put in.
That's fair.
That's
you can't
fair.
see the command prompts.
Yeah.
I could just tell though if you tell you what they say though. Then you could type it.
Yeah, because honestly, a programmer's going to be faster at typing programs instead of being like, okay, so you're going to want an open bracket, but like the squiggly one, and then you're going to want this, then a closed squiggly bracket. Like,
Yeah. I need
Um,
you to put in there that open squiggly do, and then I need you to put
Run,
then the
I
closed
and I.
squiggly do.
yeah.
We're gonna have to go in and edit the INI files and delete all of Mouse's animations.
Yeah.
I need you to on that computer RM space hyphen RF, and then I need you to put a forward slash there.
Is this a computer joke I'm too dumb to understand?
Yeah, it deletes the root folder or C drive or whatever.
Yeah.
Oops.
Oopsie
Your
doo.
computer.
Oopie! Uh-oh, stinky.
Uh-oh, just bricked your computer.
God. But yeah, what are you guys doing now?
Computers have fucking options to just destroy them like that.
Yeah.
All computers do pretty much.
Is
Yeah.
it so that in
Usually.
case the computers ever rise against us, we can just force them to commit seppuku?
Potentially.
Now,
That's a
usually,
fucking brilliant idea.
in order to get away with something like that, you usually have to have admin permissions, or on Linux, it'd be referred to as root.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is just a thing you can do.
Anyway.
Computers are fun
Mm-hmm.
and horrifying.
True.
Yeah.
So-
yeah, Ian has no fucking clue what to do now. And frankly, he doesn't want to know what to do now.
Well,
He doesn't even want to know what's going on.
to.
God.
He doesn't Ian know what's going on. He doesn't Ian want to be here.
Persona looks at you and makes the motion of pumping a shotgun.
Do I still have the shotgun?
You actually look back in the hallway and it's over where you were sitting. Funny because you woke up in that room.
Fucking Malice can't even get his fucking triggers right.
Ha.
Oh, cutscene trigger, but it doesn't move your items.
So
At least he didn't delete all entities from the floor in order to get rid of lag.
Right? God.
So-
Persona is going to go over and grab his shotgun.
Yeah. You walk over, you grab your shotgun. One thing to note, whenever you grab the shotgun, the trigger guard actually gives you a static shock before you pick it up.
Yeah, he kind of does the whole wags his finger and then probably just, puts it in his mouth for a second. And then, yeah, that's it.
Yeah. And, yeah, you get your shotgun. Re-add shotgun to inventory.
Oh, I want a shotgun. I'm weapon boy now.
Huh.
yeah, so more.
But I want to be weapon boy too. So to make this fair, we should both give in and let Jonathan be weapon boy.
No, you just learned the weapon duplication glitch.
Yeah, don't you know you have to be walking into a wall corner, you have to turn left, pause as you're dropping the weapon. As you back out of the pause menu, be backing up.
Actually, I'm gonna duplicate the weapon, Mike.
Oh, yeah? How are you gonna do that?
I just do.
You know, I'm gonna say I just do is not gonna cut it on that one.
Damn.
Alright, fine. I grab
there was a
both
part
halves
of me.
the shotgun and attempt to pull it apart.
You attempt to pull the shotgun apart, at which point, it is still a shotgun.
Yeah. Hey, unless, I can open up a command prompt around here somewhere. Can I
Yeah.
just hit the invisible tilde?
Unfortunately, you do not know where your invisible keyboard is.
See, there was
So
a part
you
of me.
didn't say there wasn't an invisible keyboard. You just said I didn't know where it was.
Fair.
The best part about this game is I can say whatever ambiguous shit I want, and it could be serious or not. It's the best.
I mean, I was going to. When you brought up all of my other characters, I was like, what if I could pull bullshit from them? I want a magic sword.
Nope.
No.
Not
all
right
I
now,
can
at
get
least.
is all I can get is crippling depression from all my characters. I gave that to them already.
Very good. But yeah, so you guys are in this hallway. You still have two wings you have not explored, along with a basement, and, yeah.
How much you want to bet that Billy's down there in the basement, Gary?
Billy?
Dead by Daylight joke, Hillbilly.
Oh, okay. Also, I believe that Gary is be right back.
He's Burbs.
He's Burbs.
Because that's my first thought is... Actually, since I think we're in exploration mode and not panic mode, Ian does want to go investigate where he saw Speaker just decide that wall, where he decided to hack in and go through the geometry.
Okay. Angostura, do you go with him?
Yes, and I lead Jonathan along with us.
Okay, excellent. So
We'll say Ian's just tugging Jonathan
the mute
along.
leading blind. I love that.
Ian's tugging John along, muttering about Speaker and walls and why are there walls?
Yeah. So you walk over to the area where Speaker walked through the wall, and let me just so yeah, you look at the area and it looks like a normal wall, except for there's a dust outline that is roughly the size of a child.
If I reach out and I touch at that spot,
You touch the dust outline, and
nothing
You get dust on your fingers. Welcome back,
Uh,
Jonathan.
Game over. I kill myself. Just kidding.
Yeah.
What if I don't want the wall to be there? I want to walk through it like Speaker did. How far can we push this?
So what do you do?
Try and put my arm through it like it's not there. Like I'm trying to put my arm through an open doorway. I see within the inner mind, within the four-dimensional chess space of my mind, an empty doorway.
High or low, James?
Low.
You push your hand into the wall, and for a second, it feels like there's a film. And you break through that film, and then you realize the wall, it's just a large canvas paper facade.
Hell yeah, brothers.
You look behind it, and you see pitch black.
Do I have anything on me? The pistol I have, does it have a flashlight on it?
We'll say sure.
If I flick the flashlight on and point it into the endless darkness, does it illuminate anything, or is it just the darkness?
You ever seen Vanta Black?
Vanta Black.
It is the paint that absorbs all light.
I have not. That's creepy.
Yeah, so,
It's also
you, like,
copyrighted.
by a complete asshole.
Yes,
Oopsie
she,
doopsie.
fucking artist, decided to copyright it so only she could legally use it in any of her art.
Yep.
Sounds like a bitch, and we here at Paradise Theater don't put up with none of that pussy shit.
True. But yeah, so you, push your flashlight into it, and it just like, just nothing. Like, the light is absorbed by it. Also, I just put in the Discord a basketball that has been painted with Vanta Black.
Yes. So more on the story.
Ugh.
Oh, by the way.
However, one thing I will say, Jonathan, you look
Yes?
into the black, like just by happenstance, you face the black, and you see a room.
Oh. I mean, I guess I'm gonna try and walk into it.
Okay. You walk into the room. You guys see Jonathan disappear. Jonathan, you walk into the room. And the room it's a small study. And the walls are lined with books. It smells kind of like dust. It has a rich red carpet and mahogany wood. There's a desk, a chair, a globe. It's your standard study.
Yeah. I guess I'm gonna. You said there's a desk. I guess I'm gonna go through the desk.
Yeah. You walk up to the desk, and on the desk there is a book sitting there, an unmarked moleskin book. And there is also a chair that is pleated with red velvet.
Okay.
And then the desk itself, inside of it, you find a revolver with no rounds. And then in another drawer, the opposite drawer, there's a single 32 round. Or 38 round, rather.
Oh. There are some implications here.
What happens if we try to follow him into the nut room?
You start to walk into the black, and the only way you can describe it is static. It overtakes your eyes, your ears, your skin, your mouth. Everything feels wrong.
Okay, I want to leave.
Yeah, you
Back out,
pull
back out, back out.
Yeah, you back out, and it feels as if there's hostile energy radiating from this blackness where there was none before.
Yeah, Persona just sees him try and step into the blackness, and it's very clear the way he backs up, sputtering and trying to even pull Persona away from it. That was a no-go.
Yeah. So, Jonathan, what do you do next?
I will I will likely let's see. I went through the desk and I guess I'm gonna are there any books I can that look like very obvious not book lever things?
No, but you start reading through the books, and you start seeing some of the titles of the books. You see Red Sands, Cool Waters. You see Easy Relighter. You see Realms of Refuge. You see several
Bullshit
books
we've seen
like
before
this.
me.
Sorry, I missed that last one.
Realms of Refuge.
Oh no, I missed what you said after Realms, sorry.
Oh, you see several books like this. I mean, there's Cosmos, there's Hench to Mensch, there's Fire Shrike. There's several books.
There's a really, really short one called All That's Left.
Is there perhaps one called Projekt Severovo?
You look around and you don't actually see a book that says Projekt Severovo.
Is there a not book that says Projekt Severovo?
The only book that you see unmarked is the moleskin on the desk.
I guess that's the one I'm gonna go through.
Yeah, you open it up, and on the first page it says Projekt Severovo, and then it says author, win 5, get 1 free. Underneath it says co-author Gary.
How many R's?
Shut up.
I guess I'd turn to see what the first page says, at least.
The first page appears to be a set of messages. The very first message is win 5, get 1 free, and it is, hey Gary, can I call you? I have a really good idea.
Oh. So y'all's was traumatic. I'm loving this. I don't know what happened with y'all.
I'm kind of tempted to like fucking be like, what do the other ones say? I want to know what the other ones say. Are these all Mike's inner thoughts about our campaigns?
So then,
Please give me the ending to Cosmos, please.
Actually, here is what the first message actually says. Let me see.
oh, you're finding it. Oh, you're finding.
Mhm.
Oh, give me the date on it. Give me the date on it, because I'm gonna need that. I want to go back and look and read that.
I'm working on it. Hold on. Let's see. Ba-ba-ba.
Give me
While
the
Mike
ending to
looking for
Yaksha
it.
so I know how much of a travesty it gets.
Oh, the ending of Yaksha's? It's one of those ones that just kind of putters off with no real resolution. No, I'm just fucking with you.
No, that's my first campaign. That's all my campaigns.
Excuse me, I disagree.
I was
I
supposed to have a
actually-
part 2, and I was like, eh.
While Mike is trying to find that,
Yeah.
I would just like to say that this has been a roller coaster from day one. By the way, this is not when we started the actual game was not day one.
No, it was a long time ago.
Oh.
Let's see here. It is so the first message that is there is actually, hey, can you call? Then there's several talks about map making. There are some descriptions about making an office building map. And then there is a disclaimer.
Didn't I make an office building map? I don't know.
I don't think you ever uploaded it to me.
Gary.
I had one. It was so nice.
Oh well.
It's fine.
But yeah, and as you're kind of flipping through this moleskin, you see at the chair that's on the other end of the room, you hear a voice. What are you looking at?
I don't know. I guess it's a recording of something.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know.
You look up and you see a man in a suit with an apple in front of his face and a bowler hat, or a bowler hat on top of his head.
Shoot him!
And says, it's a little hubristic, don't you think?
I mean, I don't know. Kinda nice.
Yeah, well, I mean, you put something in front of someone, you dangle some bait on a hook, and of course the fish bites, but you know.
I mean,
oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say. I mean, who's to say that all parties involved aren't having fun? You know.
Sure. But here's the question for you. Do you know why you're here? Not in the grand sense of things. I doubt anyone does. You know why you're here?
Good question. If you have an answer, I'd love to hear yours.
I have a question.
All right, sure.
What was the purpose of that wall that you walked through?
There was a wall?
Gary. What was the purpose of the wall, Gary?
Plot?
Gary?
Plot, I guess?
What? What did you say?
I said, plot?
That's such... I mean, on a technicality, you're right, but at the same time, that's such a banal answer.
Yeah, I get it's a cop-out, but I mean...
That's like saying in Sunday school, because God willed it.
Yeah.
No. Partial credit. Why was the wall there? Better question.
Yeah.
Better question, Gary. Why did you help build the walls?
I mean, I had fun.
Even better question, Gary. Do you know what's inside these walls? You know, there's a rumor that's spread around that the Great Wall of China has hundreds of corpses inside it, of people who were buried underneath the masonry as they died. It's not true, But it's a rumor. How many bones do you think are in this wall, Gary? Oh, sorry. Jonathan.
Huh. That's a good question. Are we talking metaphorical bones? Because I don't think these walls are that thick.
Yeah, you can kind of sense a slight grin. And he says, maybe, just maybe, it's worth looking past the paint. He stands up. He walks out. Ian, you see out of the blackness of that wall, Ian and Angostura, you see out of the blackness of that wall, Malice literally walks out past you and through the barrier to your north. Doesn't say a word.
How do I say fucking ASL? I forgot, you're right, yeah.
But,
So he makes that motion. Actually,
Yeah.
he probably makes the gun to the head motion. Because this is fucked.
Yeah, and Jonathan, for your
Yeah.
part, you are repulsed out of the room, landing on your back. You can see again, but you are slammed onto the ground. You guys see Jonathan just fly out of the wall.
Out of curiosity.
You do have the revolver.
Okay, okay. Do I have the bullet?
Yeah.
Okay.
oh man, I was curious what the other book said.
Of all the books, I'm glad I chose to read that one.
Are there small bits of like detritus just on the floor?
No. And you watch Jonathan fly back, both of yous, and then you look back and the wall is completely the same.
Spooky.
Hmm.
Uh,
I help Jonathan to his feet, and then wave my hand in front of his face.
You see Angostura waving his hand in front of your face.
Hey, I can see again.
Thumbs up.
Hey, I forgot you were mute.
He flips you off.
Hey, that's the response I expected.
I'd like
Go ahead.
I'd like to try and follow Malice.
At this point, Malice has already walked out.
Yeah, but like we know he went this way.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You walk up to the barricade, and it is a barricade.
No, it's not. It's an open door.
No, it's a barricade.
Damn it.
There can only be no spoon once.
No, that's the thing. We know where the spoon is. It's in Cosmos. Eliadris has it.
Yeah. He has yet to pass it on.
Correct. And by the way, it's only a barricade as long as we consent to let Mike say it's a barricade. It's not a door. We've consented for him to create this world for us. That's why he has narrative control.
So is this like some Freddy Krueger bullshit where we say, "You have no power," and then he just disappears?
I mean, technically...
Mike himself disappears.
I mean, technically, yes. You could just refuse to play, and then the game would be over.
And, side note, I'm not even close to Freddy because one, I'm not as witty, and two, I'm not a pedophile who burned to death in a fire.
That was
Hey.
only in the remake canon, though.
Yeah.
True.
In the
Except he
first
was a
one,
pedophile still.
No, not in the first one. He just killed the kids.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Second one, he was a pedophile, though, wasn't he? There was at least
No.
insinuation.
I thought the
He's just
second one
kinda
was just the
crazy.
one that was like super gay.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
Except the second one is a gay icon slasher.
Yeah. So no, the only one that he actually is officially a pedophile is in the remake in 2010.
Leave it to the
Which-
aughts/early tens to fucking make every horror villain a pedophile and or other despicable monster.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, otherwise people be like, well, they're not so bad, they're just killing teenagers.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I do
Fucking-
do that all the time.
Hmm.
See?
I'm
But
doing
yeah.
it right now.
So, yeah, you're standing in front of a barrier. The other two are back over by that area where there was once a hole in the wall.
And I'm just wondering, how far do I follow my co-revolutionary on this? How long until we're establishing a pro-player Politburo in order to take down the bourgeois DMs?
Supposedly, there exist games that are DM-less.
Yeah, they're called video games.
No, the dungeon masters are just very far away and sitting in the pools of money you gave them.
No, I don't think they get any of the money. At least not the AAA ones. They don't get none of the money.
Well, look at it nowadays. Do the Amazon devs actually make the game? Or does Amazon tell them, you're gonna make this game, whether you fucking like it or not? And then they make the
Exactly.
game.
True.
We're under no contractual obligations, though, which means we can get fucky-wucky with all of this bullshit. But also, there's a part of me that, as a co-DM, knows sometimes you don't have a map built for something, and you really, really don't want your players to go there.
Which is why, as was insinuated earlier, we build walls.
Mike?
There are some places you just don't want people to go.
If this is all about exploration about it, why don't we turn this on a 180? Why can't I go through there?
Oh, I love this game.
Why can't I go through there, Mike?
Okay. You want to go through there?
Now I'm concerned. Because that's your I'm going to put something horrible on the other end face.
Did I also forget to mention that he intended for us to figure this out at some point? And so he's probably got all his bases covered.
That, or he's hoping that we think that he thinks that.
What if
Because
I think that you think that I think that you think?
this is why I don't ever do anything, because this is the kind of trap I get stuck in.
Yeah, I don't know why you expected none of this from the guy. So when we were giving everyone their bullshit, you've got the anime bullshit, I've got the undead bullshit. Mike's got the Cthulhu bullshit. How did you not expect this from him?
Wait, what's
You know
my
what?
bullshit?
You know what? Bot bullshit?
Ah.
Anyways,
So, anyways.
God.
I'm tired of being the nice player. I want to go through there, Mike.
Okay.
If I die, whatever.
So, James,
Yes.
Ian walks through the wall. For miles and miles, there is a blank white grid, perfectly flat.
And no trace of malice, or his malicinations, if you will.
No?
He probably gets bored and comes back.
Okay.
I was expecting something funner. I was
So-
expecting tentacle monsters.
James,
I mean-
why do we build walls?
Sometimes there just needs to be a wall.
That's exactly what fucking happened. The only question I have is Mike Malice or... I mean, he is. But does Malice know Mike is Malice? What level
Do
does
any of
Malice
us?
exist? Because at this point, I'm starting to wonder if Persona knows that I'm Persona, or that Persona knows he's me, or... And so, if we decide... Go ahead.
Is Persona you?
God damn
And
it,
are
I've
you
never wanted to
Persona?
I've never wanted to have my voice back more than now, god damn it.
I mean, in an abstract sort of way, he is, because we always put some part of ourselves into our creations, whether we're cognizant of it or not.
But
Yeah.
if Persona dies, does a part of me die with him?
No, because persona still exists within your consciousness.
Okay, so
Yeah.
then did he live at all?
It depends on your definition of living.
Alright,
So,
since
hey.
we've completely broken the third wall, ladies and gentlemen, before it's playing this game, we were given a questionnaire. And a big part of that questionnaire was talking about what we consider to be alive as. I didn't expect it to take this turn, but this is where we're at.
I love the summation, but this is where we're at.
And now, I don't remember what my response was, but I think I said something that was a bit too fucking science brainy, and now I feel bad for all my characters that I told them they're not alive.
I mean, Val's not part of the family.
Fuck off! I was immediately trying to back that up.
So hold on.
I
You
will
said you
say
don't have money.
you had the opportunity to, but you did just tell me that Rawl wouldn't know what to say, and so he stopped talking.
Fair. So that's not my fault. My character. Well, fuck. If it's Raw's fault, it is my fault. But everything is my fault. At least what my dad told.
So hold on. Dad,
He was right all along.
No,
Hey,
he wasn't,
my-
James. Yes.
You said that you lost my copy, right?
Oh, sorry. My headphones. Hold on. Repeat what you just said.
You said that you lost my copy, didn't you?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yes,
Because now,
unfortunately. I remember
I
what
want-
you said for pretty much all the questions, though.
what was
And
my
that's
answer
not
for
just-
this?
Huh?
What was my answer for this one?
For what counts. So there is what determines whether an entity is living, what determines whether an entity is alive. Is there a difference? You said that something that is living is that there is very little difference. And then what rights do you expect a living/alive entity to have? You said that rights were mostly an abstraction, but are like to the point. It was something to the tune of they have a right to be alive, and that's about it.
I think I said they have the rights that they need to live and to survive.
That's about right. Yeah. And then what determines whether an entity is dead? Is there a difference between a non-living entity and a dead entity? You said a non-living entity and a dead entity. A dead entity was once alive. A non-living entity is not alive. And do dead entities have any rights? You said basically not, I think. Yeah.
This got deep.
Yeah.
Now, question.
Mm-hmm.
If something is alive, this is to everybody. So, if these characters are alive, when the game is not running, are they still alive? Or not? Are they dead?
So That
By not
goes.
starting a season 2 of Realms of Refuge, did you kill Rain?
Let's be fair. If I didn't kill Rain, Rain was going to end up killing Rain.
This
That's
is
not the
kind of.
question.
I know, I'm deflecting.
God.
Well, here's the thing. We don't know what goes on after the credits roll. For all we know, my idea of what Season 2 would have been is just an abstraction that would have been one parallel reality within many. And the one that we ended up having, because there was no Season 2, is everything was just happily ever after for everybody, and they got to live normal lives.
Or
So the question.
Now we're bringing... in order for that, we're going to have to talk about parallel dimensions.
No. So the question is, what happens to a character? I'm going to make this a little bit easier for everyone. What happens to a character when you hit the save button and then turn off the Xbox?
They're waiting?
So is that not the exact same thing as what's going on in this scenario?
What's the difference between waiting when you know you're waiting and you don't know
here's
you're
the
waiting?
thing. But here's the thing. If they're waiting, what happens if, say, you're playing Mass Effect? All right, we'll go with your scenario. A big important decision comes up. You pause, save, turn off the game. And before you play tomorrow, you go and read a walkthrough to figure out what the optimal route is next. The characters in game's decisions are influenced based on your decisions, whether they're paused or not.
Yeah, well, our decisions are influenced by decisions people made thousands of years ago, whether they were aware of it or not.
Yeah, because of some dude one day turning out and making a rock sharp, now I have to go to work to have my house.
Because one fish decided to crawl out of the sea, I'm depressed.
So
Fuck
what you're
that
saying?
fish.
So what you're saying is by that by that rationale, Cyrus, then yes, by technicality, since it is a thought process in our head, they do technically still live.
This is a question I've actually been fighting with for a long time outside of Severovo.
So,
Because it's an interesting one, isn't it?
oh, I agree wholeheartedly. I firmly believe in immortality by memory.
But what if there's no one left to remember that thing or person? Then it's
Is memory
truly
simply just
dead.
an impulse of the human mind, or is it something that can be etched into non-living things?
If there's no one left to remember, did they ever even exist at all?
Well,
That's the question, isn't it?
Can the
But-
universe remember?
Well, see, there's another theory for that. I believe that's the stone tape theory. But
If I walked up to a rock, does that rock know that I walked up to it? By our understanding, no.
I just want to point out that somewhere in the Library of Babel, the one you can actually go to online right now, ladies and gentlemen, it's literally called the Library of Babel. You can find 3,000 characters of this current conversation going on in a book somewhere, because the Library of Babel is literally every possible combination of those 3,000 characters.
You can find the end to any story and the beginning to anything you can imagine simply by hitting random enough times.
Yes.
When you look at a blank sheet of paper, it is both everything and nothing.
Schrodinger's notebook.
So, that being said, we should probably jump over the wall we've placed between our characters and ourselves and start being our characters again.
But wouldn't that just make our characters us?
See, here's the question. Can it ever be the same?
Can it ever be different? Are we ever truly separate?
Are we navel gazing pointlessly now?
I think we have been.
All right, Greasy, let's go.
I'm over here. Yeah, I'm greasy now. Fuck it. The only think I belong in this game while I'm here. Get bent.
All right, I'm laughing now, and that hurts. You guys take point. Whispering is hard.
God, you know how hard it was to not just fucking.
That'd be
Yeah,
such a
well-
cool campaign. It's a campaign where you can be any of the characters you've ever been in other campaigns.
Didn't you already have this idea, James?
Did I?
Yes.
Why haven't I done that yet?
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
right,
the-
because that'd be
it's the
fucking
bucket.
impossible to plan.
It's the
Derps.
No, it's your tavern. Your tavern.
Yeah,
that
the
you
tavern
call.
where everyone goes.
Yes. So, let's continue.
Yeah.
You decided
just-
not to go through the wall because that was
What?
dumb.
I did go through the wall.
Yeah.
And then I found out that it was really boring. So I came back here.
Yes.
Yeah, what does Ian actually... So you guys see Ian walk through that door and then come back. What does Ian have to say about that?
There's nothing to say. There was nothing there. Exactly what he says about it.
So, like, no tentacle monsters, no rogue AI trying to kill everyone,
Nope.
no.
It's like the white piece of paper as far as the eye can see.
Oh, okay. That's. I don't know. I expected something more interesting to come of that.
Well, we have 2 wings we haven't looked at. And didn't that computer say something about a basement?
Yes, there is a basement, and you know that you can get to the basement through the hopper wing.
For the hopper wing, then. Fuck it.
So, okay. You walk through the main area. Let me group y'all back together. You walk through the main area, and as you get there, you see you like look at the door. There is the Newman wing and the hopper wing. You try the hopper wing, and it appears that there is a lock on the door. Maglock.
Well, if it's maglock, that means that it's probably connected to something. And you can see again, so you can actually do the typing. Is there a computer somewhere that would control the maglocks?
There is a keypad.
Alright, Mr. Person who worked here. Co-author. I'm gonna be back in just a second.
All right. So yeah, Jonathan, you see that there's a keypad there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do I know a code to get in there?
No, you only worked in the Turing wing.
Okay.
The Newman wing is unlocked, but not Hopper wing.
Ah, okay. Is there any what sort of which buttons look more pressed?
You look at the keypad, and the button 6 and the button 2 look slightly depressed.
Okay.
Well, cheer up. Your fucking buttons. You're not sentient. Stop being fucking depressed.
Oh man.
That is a very true statement. Huh. I guess do you want to go to the Newman wing?
Yeah, whichever.
Okay.
Not Hopper. Yeah, we'll save Hopper for last.
Alright.
All right. So, you walk into the Newman wing. And in the Newman wing, you see rows of filing cabinets. You see a big fuck off computer at the back of the wall, like a big tape reel thing. And you see an elevator on one of the walls.
I guess. Do you want to ride the elevator?
Me back.
Welcome back.
Have we
You have entered-
figured out?
You have entered the Newman wing.
And what is in the Newman wing?
The Newman wing is a room full of filing cabinets. There's a big reel-to-reel computer at the back wall, and then there is also an elevator.
Well, but no elevator. But the hopper wing's supposed to have the way to the basement. Is there a first floor? Like in the European sense, where they don't count the ground floor.
I mean, it is a multi-storied building. Has about 10 floors, Jonathan.
But if we went to those floors, are they actually there, or are they just more white space? Fuck, now we gotta think about what Mike didn't do. Now we gotta think not only of where the walls are, but what walls are there as part of the narrative for us to progress through, and which of them are just there because there's literally nothing on the other side. Yeah, what was everybody looking at?
Yeah, good question.
It hurts to talk, so you guys figure this out. I'm pretty much cool with whatever.
Jonathan, what were you doing before I returned?
I tried to figure out which buttons were most depressed into this. Turns out it's the 6 and the 2. So if we find a key that includes those two numbers, hopefully, you know.
Is that something we could find in that reel-to-reel computer?
Maybe. I don't know.
A question. In security, was the computer there smashed?
No.
What we could do, go back to security and see if there's any footage of someone putting in the numbers to the hopper wing.
Yeah, it's
Because we know there's a
probably-
6 and a 2, and then based on where they move their hand, even if we can't see the number, we know where in the keypad it should be.
yeah.
So if they say, because 2's in the middle. It's in the middle and it's at the top. So if we see them move their hand to the left, we got 3 options. They move their hand to the right, we got 3 options. Goes down, we've got 2 options.
Mhm.
Or if it just stays in place, it means it's 622.
Or 266.
Oh, we don't know. Yeah, we don't know what order.
Yeah.
I was kind of banking on 2 being... Well, there's a 50-50.
Yeah.
Yeah, having been divulged the information that Jonathan would have given Ian about the fact that we know at least 2 of the numbers that should... Wait a minute. That just means it's some combination of the 2 of them.
How many digits?
Oh, we
Is
don't
a-
know how many.
It is a 7-digit keypad.
If it's just 6s and 2s, they're fucking idiots.
Never mind. I thought for some reason
Or-
this was just a three touch thing.
Or they're idiots, or that those are the most commonly used in the thing. So like it could be 6622 and then 3 other numbers. Not necessarily in that order, but you get the
Yeah.
idea.
Maybe stepping into the Newman wing, how are these filing cabinets arranged?
So you look around these filing cabinets, and they're alphabetically arranged. You see that all 4 of these filing cabinets have one particular project spelled with a K that headlines them, and then there's alphabetical filing across it.
Is there Projekt Severovo?
There is not.
Everywhere we go, there's no Projekt Severovo, but that's because we're in Projekt Severovo.
No, there was a Projekt Severovo in Turing Wing. That was like the only project in
Yeah.
Turing Wing.
But that's because that was its whole point.
Yeah.
The Turing wing was the casting couch.
Yeah.
The cosmic casting couch, if you will.
Right.
Fuck. Now I don't know where to go. What are some examples of some of these project names?
So there are only 4. There is Project LTVC, Project Hydra, and I'm typing these out. There is Project Stellar, and there is then there's Project Funnel.
We read about these in Lee Burner, didn't we?
No, you read about 4 different projects in Lee
Stellar sounds so familiar, though.
Burner. There is a reason it sounds familiar, and that is because it is intertwined with another one of the projects.
What were the names of the projects we saw in the Lee Burner wing? Because it's been a hot minute.
Yeah, Project Lighter, there was Project Lighter, Project Nixon? Yeah, Project, there was, fuck.
There was
Did
one
I
that was
write
supposed
these
to be like
down?
an AI, like a computer killer program.
That was Project, Project
Lighter.
Yeah. Let's see here.
Because I remember we were like, we could get that one, and that could be our secret weapon against Malice. It's just the thing that makes the computer die.
Right.
But then we were also like, why don't we just turn him off?
Right. Let me see here. Give me 1 second.
Which, to be fair, good point.
Let's see here. I
Nice.
have them written down. I'm looking in the chat logs. Okay, so there's Project Apollo, Project Nixon, and Project Lighter.
So Project Apollo and Project Stellar probably have something to do with each other, if we're going off the idea that Apollo as in the Apollo missions, but considering the other one is Nixon, which is also something from that general time period. Because 60s.
Do you want to use library use to parse through these? All I got was a small cut of you going, "Eh."
Yeah, fuck Discord. I was trying to go library use.
There you go.
Yay!
So yeah, go ahead and make me that roll.
I library the fuck out of it. Exactly the number I needed to super library.
Hell yeah. So Project LTVC appears to be, it's short for Project Long-Term Virtual Care. Jonathan would know about this. This is basically the entire thing that the Turing Wing was working on. This is financial records on marketing and on candidates for this project that have
Including
been...
us?
Yes. You do find files on you guys.
Oh boy, we can force the DM to plot dump about us.
So, Ian, you find out that you entered Projekt Severovo to cover medical debt. Persona, you did not have a direct reason to join, but upon a background search, it appears that you were fairly destitute. Jonathan, you were hired because you had higher scores than Seiji. However, Seiji had more experience than you.
Right. All right.
All right.
So, what are the other projects?
As my
So-
grandparents would say, now we're cooking with gas.
So, Project Hydra is a project that is entirely to keep Sfaka financially solvent. The entire idea behind it is Sfaka has 4 shell corporations that make up the core of Sfaka, the umbrella company. Under each of those, there are several subcontractors, and under each of those, there are several more subcontractors. Each of them hire each other and scramble the money around. Now, this is pretty standard. However, what makes this unique is anytime one of these subcontractors gets busted, the rest of the subcontractors not only can compensate, but create their own subcontracting units to fill the market space as needed. Meaning,
Is this an MLM?
kind of. When you cut off one head of their industry, 2 more will grow.
Were they selling
Projects-
essential oils and Tupperware?
No, they've got their fingers in everything. They're selling literally everything. This actually goes so high up that they own companies like Johnson & Johnson and Nestle.
Well, if they own
Um,
Nestle, then they're super evil dudes.
Yes. Project Stellar. Project Stellar is linked with Project Apollo. Project Apollo is a data upload server that is in space. This talks about the cost effectiveness of having it in space and not having to cool the servers as much because it is in space and very cold. It is also talking about how it's the most secure physical location for data. And in fact, no one can get to Project Apollo unless they use the specific shuttlecraft located at Sfaka. And it has records of all the people storing sensitive data and some of the details of this sensitive data
Ooh.
on Project Stellar. Not the direct data itself, but short summations.
Anything juicy or pertinent to our current situation?
Nothing pertinent necessarily. There is one section that is put out for Sfaka. However, that section itself is completely ambiguous. Though you see a lot of things that you might expect. There is a large amount of data that is definitely considered illegal, from something as banal as certain forms of entertainment that are illegal, all the way up to entirely falsified identities and records.
Nothing that really helps us now, but potential blackmail for later.
True. And Project Funnel. Project Funnel is very interesting. Sfaka headquarters, and where you are, is located in Russia in the Siberian area.
So that's why it's white outside. It's just snow.
Yeah. Every single person, or every single ex-Soviet satellite state, is currently mostly financially beholden to Sfaka.
Damn.
Yeah, they've taken over industry, political office, and a lot of this is through bribery, through bribery, through hostile takeover, even military coup.
So, ready for Cyrus' hot take number 2 of the day? Or maybe it's
Uh-oh.
number 3 or 4 of the day. This sounds a lot bigger complex than any one group could handle. Even with the power of delegation, something's gotta give somewhere, and someone in the right place would have just brought this whole thing down. Almost sounds to me like all of this was run by a machine.
Or we look at the out-of-universe explanation for this, and know that Mike hates corporations, and likes to demonize them in the things that he writes. Both are equally valid things.
It's plain on the face. I've never claimed otherwise.
No, me neither, but since we're getting really into the nitty-gritty of this campaign is we're taking our viewers and we're shoving them face first into how we make the sausage.
I mean, yeah, it's the best way to shove. That's what the best way to make the sausage.
Is faces. Faces makes the best sausage.
I tend to suggest like a 50-50 of shoe leather and pigeon.
Haven't you ever had viewer sausage?
Good old Dr. Sausage there, James. For those of you who have lived in Eastern European countries, I'm sorry, Dr. Sausage I'm sure is a fine product. I was using it for meme. For those of you living in Eastern European countries, I am sorry I called Dr. Sausage a product. I understand that goes against the entire ethos of what that thing is. It is just baloney, though.
I swear, for a brief second, I thought you were just going to stop at sorry.
Right. For those of you in Eastern European countries, sorry. Hey, how about that Belarus stuff, right? That's going to date this video on YouTube. Oh,
Comrade Tito, good man. I stand with Tito.
Don't yeah, okay.
I don't know, that's I was saying that's a valid way to look at these things now. Now that we've blown the lid off of this, we have to consider out-of-universe forces as well as in-universe forces.
James, I have a question for you.
Yes.
How many times have we, quote-unquote, blown the lid off of this?
Well, in this case, never to this extent, where now we're just saying, fuck it. We are our characters.
You really think this is the last twist Mike has in store for us? He brought Gary in on this shit. This isn't even close to over.
And at this point, Gary's even lost, guys. I'm gonna outright tell you, as the GM, Gary has no idea what the fuck is going on at this point, and I'm loving it. I'm so far off script that you could write a new script.
So all of these things have to pertain to these 4 projects.
Yeah, because there's 4... So this is a file cabinet.
Okay,
this
they're 4
is a file
different
cabinet. Yeah, this is a file cabinet. This is a file cabinet. This is an elevator. This is a reel-to-reel computer.
I think computer guys should go to the reel-to-reel computer in case the DM decides that there needs to be checks about it.
Yeah.
Cough, cough, Gary. Actually, speaking of that, can I search hidden? Spot hidden?
Go for it.
See if there's any secrets.
Sure, go for it.
Are there any secrets?
Okay. You look around to see if there are any secrets. You find that one person was hiding a candy bar in his desk, and there is clearly a no food in the Newman Wing sign up.
Candy bar get.
You now have an ancient Snickers bar.
For when the ancients grow hungry, I can return them to their eternal rest. See, now at the ending of this campaign...
Cthulhu, you're just not you when you're hungry.
Now at the end of this campaign is either the dead are rising, or Cthulhu himself is rising from Relaya. I can just hand them the Snickers and they'll go back to bed and the game's over.
True.
If that's an... I know that's not how this is going to end, but if it did, I'd be very happy.
One thing I'll tell you, Everything you say can and will be held against you in a court of GMing.
I don't like where this is going.
Also, I would like to remind every single one of you of a particular line of the disclaimer. So, the particular line of this disclaimer goes as follows.
By the way, you never did give me the date for that.
It was 2 years ago. Okay, so as soon as the quiz begins, Projekt Severovo will have begun in earnest, and the game will not be fully over until the campaign has ended.
Now I'm sussing out every interaction we've ever had since then.
And that was January 14th of 2020, Gary.
Hold on. You're making me talk. Hold on. Okay. So what you're saying is... Projekt Severovo has continued from that point without break, correct?
At any time, I may be watching you or taking notes on behavior to create a more complete psychological profile.
You've been watching every single game we play. I never really knew. I noticed that you always happen to be watching the games. I never knew if you were actively watching or not, but you were always in every game we streamed, regardless of if you were a player. You were watching on Twitch.
Man, am I glad I had my little meltdown.
He's
Hello?
disappeared.
Oh, that was just me getting close to the mic.
I was actually afraid. I was gonna say, guys, he's coming for me. Hide your watch.
He don't know where
You can
I
really
live.
tell we live together too. Oops. Oh man.
It's a good thing
Sorry, my
that
door's open. I'll close it.
Oh, you're okay. What were
The
you gonna say,
only-
James?
the only campaigns I think I've been in other than this for quite some time have been Cosmos and one I run. Wait, was I?
Did I say? Hold on. Did anywhere in that disclaimer say campaign or game?
Have you just been watching us this entire time?
I don't know.
Alright. So I'm gonna
Do
need...
you agree to the terms of Projekt Severovo and to answer these questions truthfully and to the best of your ability? Yes was the mark for every player.
So, Gunnar, how does one file a PFA?
Well, first things first. Let's shit, I'm sorry. First things first. Let's figure out let's figure out what we're supposed to do in this goddamn room first, okay?
Then we'll consider legal recourse against Mike.
Well,
You ever
he's-
wondered what the horror of Projekt Severovo was at its core?
Our friendship.
It was all a lie! No.
There never was a fridge. I lied.
I've been lying this whole time. No.
Basically, Malice, Mike, has been watching us the whole goddamn time and has basically been kind of like, well, I'll just take that note to do this shit and take that note to do this shit. And when you run games and be your own Malice, I'll take that shit and pay attention and bullshit. And I still don't exactly figure out a train of thought that ends right now.
Does Mouse have an end game?
Does he?
The end game could be to make us consider that he has an end game. Or to consider him an entity within itself. Or to understand that he is not.
What is the prime directive of Malice again?
The prime directive of Malice was to... Let me look up the exact wording here. It's an AI to use the tools of the other AI to create situations and eradicate errant actors.
Like, are you trying to kill us? Wow, that's scary.
You're closer than you have ever been, Gunner. No, I'm just fucking kidding.
Jesus fucking Christ.
I'll keep this in mind for Fridays.
Oh, Christ.
Kill errant actors. Bye, party.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. I do not wish any of you harm, obviously, but I just want to put that out there because I love all three of you.
Yes, I know.
me too, man.
It never crossed my mind.
So don't worry. I have already confirmed to my girlfriend that Mike is the love of my life, and she was like, "Am I the love of your life too?" And I was like, "Yeah." She was like, "Cool."
But yeah. So
Yeah,
what do you
but
do in the
still
room?
Still need to look at that reel-to-reel computer.
Yeah.
And we need to look at the elevator. So while Computer Man goes and does his fucking job,
Why?
I'd like to look at the elevators that have only an up button, just have a down button.
We'll start with the reel-to-reel computer.
Fair,
So,
fair.
Gary, the reel-to-reel computer. Jonathan opens it, and on the reel-to-reel computer, all it has is several mathematics equations. They look like physics equations.
For physics, like what are we physicsing here?
Would you like to make me a mathematics check?
Sure, I should be at least minimally all right at that. Mathematics. Yeah, I'm alright with it.
Yeah, these are all proofs. These are all basic physics proofs and then permutations on these physics proofs.
Okay.
It's almost as if something was testing...
First of all, there's no such thing as a basic proof in mathematics. Let's get that straight right now.
Big fact. But it's almost as if someone was testing if these standard physics proofs had any variation. And the thing that surprises you is none of these physics proofs have any variation to them. They all come out exactly the same.
Okay. I'm assuming. I don't know.
So,
Oh,
in physics proofs, like these are like practical testings, right?
yeah.
You would expect a small amount of variation that would average to the data point. Each
I was
of these,
getting ready to say,
yeah,
is this exactly the same point of, oh hey, we dropped the knife, it lands exactly here, exactly like this every time, despite how we drop it differently?
somebody remembers some of the game. These are those exact equations.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say, is this the physics engine? Did someone do tests on the physics engine?
You look at the logging, and apparently these were logged. These were logged by by Adriana Rybar.
Yep.
However, it's weird. First of all, the reel-to-reel computer looks completely out of place in this room. And second of all, if any of Huh?
It's the same goddamn computer that was in the basement.
You hear a voice behind you. Ding, ding, ding.
Wait, we didn't establish that earlier.
What?
I kind of just figured that's exactly what it was. I didn't say anything, I'm sorry.
Oh, no. You didn't have to say anything. All you had to do was think it, Gunner.
What am I thinking now?
You know, it's a great question. I'm not actually a mind reader. I'm just very perceptive.
Tacos.
The answer is tacos.
The answer's always tacos, isn't it?
I'm
Okay, what do you
Ian?
want this time, Malice?
Yeah, and you see Malice there. Oh, nothing. I was just checking up on your anthropological excavation of the Wall of China.
By which you mean all of the no good things that Svaka was getting up to in order to fund these projects?
Well, you could interpret it like that.
Well, they would be skeletons in the closet, like skeletons in the wall.
Very good observation and word association. Very similar. Similar and on the right track. I think your initial analysis of the wall is on the right track too. But part of it is, well, couched in metaphor, I suppose. So, the artist is dead, as everyone knows.
Yeah, but the thing with that argument...
Just saying, I don't get that reference.
That argument always has a second side that even if the artist is dead, that doesn't mean the art wasn't influenced by the artist. Even if it's no longer his.
True, but at the same time, when one reads something under a contemporaneous investigation of it, one can always take any piece that they would like, no matter how relevant to the initial the initial reading, and from there it can become canonized. Yeah?
So what you're saying is this was just you reusing it for, what, nostalgia?
Reusing? Oh, how body and baseless.
Oh, well. Giving it that prior association, then.
Essentially. Just don't lose the plot. And, Malice just disappears.
I've already lost the plot, damn it.
You need to find it.
Well, he said that I was on the right track, Tucker.
Sorry, go ahead.
He said I was on the right track when I mentioned that the plot might be we have to find what naughty things Svaka was getting up to in order to fund Projekt Severovo.
He's the naughty thing.
Yeah, but we need, we can't just say that. Because then he'll be...
He'll say, show your work, I know.
And we need physical evidence that Svaka made him in order to run everything. Not just in the sense of running their multinational, criminally evil corporate empire, but also to run the game. But would the proof of that just be Mike?
So, hold on. The question is, do I need to text... I was about to make a joke, then I was like, I don't know about that one, Chief.
When in doubt, don't. You take the moon, you take the moon.
God.
But
Calm down, you're gonna give Persona an anxiety attack.
so that's... trying to think if we've accidentally missed something we should have seen by now, or that we have seen by now that was from something earlier that Mike's giving us the naughty for. But I also have the attention span and the memory of the domestic hamster.
Well, Mike, what have we missed?
Good question. So, Ian, you explored the elevator, right?
I was looking at the elevator, yes.
You see that the elevator is a classic industrial lift with a lever that goes down and goes up. It is currently in the down position.
So that would mean it would go up. Ian probably turns back the others and is like, right, it's a warning. I think it's best if we don't all be in one place at the same time. But I want to see where the elevator goes, even though we should be looking for a basement. But this seems like something we might have seen before, or at least be themed around something we've seen before. So if this goes to a pile of bodies in a sewer, I'll let you know.
Sewer count, ding.
Wasn't
Fucking
there?
sewers.
Wasn't there an elevator somewhere in Severovo?
Yes,
there-
there was. It was in the Kafka dungeon. The big industrial non-Euclidean.
So if this takes us to non-Euclidean geometry, I can come back and be like, fuck, Lobachevsky. Alright, Mike. Nice. Ian steps in the elevator.
Yep.
Flips the switch.
Okay.
Does he get trapped in abstract geometry?
No. Actually, the elevator goes up. It goes up for a surprisingly long amount of time. It's pretty slow. Probably takes about 5 minutes. But finally, and it's all solid wall around you. But finally, you get to what is obviously the roof. The door opens, and you see spread out across, there is a large parking lot around the building, surrounded by a great big pine forest. The center of the center of it has a pad on which there is a shuttlecraft.
Oh, fuck, are we going into space? Is this campaign going into space?
No.
I'm going the one place where the DM hasn't infected everything with his plot hooks. Nice.
I fucking love Tim Curry. Yeah. What do you do?
I'm not going to space right now. This is so fucking stupid. Compared to where the game started, where we were like, oh, it's gonna be spooky Russian time. And now it's like, Ian, you've managed to escape from the game, and now you're on the roof with a space shuttle to go up to the space servers where they keep all of their dirty money and political corruption secret because no one can get to space. Oh, this has gotten way out of hand. Oh, we jumped the shark and we kept going. We broke atmosphere. We jumped the shark with the Apollo 11.
You know, at the beginning of this game, my mission statement was every session I want to jump the shark even harder.
I don't think there's a shark anymore.
Oh no, there are still sharks. There's always a bigger shark, and you'll always need a bigger boat.
Oh no, space shark.
So,
Or could
I
you
will
say, for our friends who have played Microscope before, star whales.
yes. God damn it. Yes. Canonically, that spider, James, was in Severovo. You saw it in a fucking jar.
Yeah, I remember, and I was
It
like,
was pickled.
I'm not touching that. Last time I did that in a game that Mike put it in, bad things happened.
Yeah.
Mike has successfully taught me through electrolysis not to touch the bad spider, even though I helped make the bad spider.
Oh yeah. You created a monster because nobody wants to see Marshall no more. They want Shady. You're chopped liver. I will save you some time. The shuttlecraft has a display on the door. It is locked, and it says owner authorization required.
When I was going through all of those things pertaining to Project Stellar, did it have anything to do with like a project manager or overseer or anything to do with like a shuttle pilot that they would be paying out a pay stub to?
You guys have gotten this hint before. I don't know if Gary relayed it to you, though. I think Gary did.
Was this the guy who had the Doom on his PC?
No.
Is he involved in this?
No.
Hold on. What was this?
So there were a set amount of users. There were 2 administrators and then an on-site administrator. There was also a proctor. There was Malice, and then there was your 2 profiles as well.
Mm-hmm.
So
I believe I did relay that.
yes,
I don't remember it off the top of my head, but yeah. I do remember.
Just a refresher on that.
Yeah.
Well, that might be who the owner is. There's nothing. Well, here's a thought. What's the weather and the temperature like, or am I trapped in some sort of Silent Hill Shattered Memories thing where it's just nothing?
It is cold. It is dry.
Siberia. So that's actually that holds water.
Well, it doesn't, but it does.
That holds vodka.
There we go.
Yeah, guess we're going back down the spooky elevator.
Okay. You go back down the elevator. Eventually, you guys see Ian come back down.
Space. Pulling out the stuff on Project Stellar and is like, they have servers in space. That you can only get to the shuttle that they hid all of their dirty secrets on. A server where you could hide data. The only way we can get there is a space shuttle. It's on the roof. We need owner authorization in order to get to space where there's hidden data.
Definitely space, right?
Definitely.
Okay.
Would you have any idea of who could be our hidden cosmonaut?
Mike, do I?
Not really. You didn't even know that there was a space shuttle project.
Okay. And that gives that's y'all's answer.
Maybe it's in the hopper. Did we ever figure out a way to get into the hopper ring?
No, we never tried the security bit.
So now we know that the reel-to-reel computers were there just as a way for... Actually, I would like to test some scientific proofs.
Yes.
If I drop the Snickers, hit A, B, and C, where does it land? 3 different points or one singular point?
What do you mean A, B, and C?
Like the thing on the wall. They were dropping a knife at 3 different points, and it would always land at the same point.
Good question. You drop it at point A, lands at the same point, falls the same way. You drop it at point B, lands at the same point, falls the same way. You drop it at point C, you hear a voice. I just want to know, from each of you, why are the walls there? In your own words.
Not it. I already did this. Gary,
Jonathan.
you do it.
Jonathan. Or should I say Gary?
I mean, whatever's more comfortable, I guess. You know. Maybe it's more fun that way. Who knows?
Oh, come on now. With some conviction.
Oh, have you known me to ever be convicted about anything other than when I'm the one being sarcastic?
No, in fact, you've dodged conviction quite well. But
See, that's
now
my
it's
point.
catching up.
Ah. I'll just have to run faster.
If you use a different meaning of the word conviction, this gets really suspect.
I agree.
Now, subtlety be damned. Why are you letting these walls be here in the first place?
I mean, what's the challenge otherwise?
You know?
And you hear, like, applause start to roar up from around the room.
That sounds like a good answer.
James!
Oh no, not again.
Why are the walls here, James?
Well, there are many different reasons they could be there. There's Gary's answer, which is a logical response that I think all of us could have. But also, walls are there to explore the rooms that they make. What is a story without being there to explore worlds and characters in order to give them their life?
You hear another round of applause. Ba-boom! Knocked it out of the park, James. And Gunner, send it on home for me. Why are the walls here? I want you to dig deep. I want you to dig deep. Why are these walls here? These specific walls. The walls we are currently in.
Because I'm in the same house as you.
Basically, yes. But if you're asking why the walls of Severovo are here, it's because you wanted to tell a story, and you can't tell every story. The walls are here to confine the story and tell this one.
Oh, hold on. If you're currently talking, I cannot hear you.
Shit, can everybody else hear me?
Is anyone talking?
Yeah,
I
just
can hear
open
you.
the door
Oh,
and
shit.
go talk to him. Just
Hold
go
on.
to his door.
I think.
I can hear you.
Give me 1 second.
Alright,
I
well,
think somehow I changed my
for
headphones.
stream's sake, I'm gonna not go
You
with
know
that
what?
answer, because that
Give me
fucking
1
sucked.
second.
We're gonna go with another answer.
That was a good answer. Oh, he's a... Ladies
I
and
agree.
gentlemen, he's going to murder Gunner as we speak.
Oh god, I have my safety
Why are these specific walls here, Gunner?
We're witnessing a murder!
I didn't think you'd actually fucking do that.
The walls are gone, both in real life and without.
God damn it. Okay.
Headphones died.
Your headphones died? They're wired.
I'll fix them.
God damn it. Well, James took my fucking answer, basically. But... well, we build walls for safety.
Yes,
For
but those
ourselves and for others.
Yes, but those are generic walls. I'm speaking of these specific walls.
Those specific walls are these specific walls.
Those specific walls.
God, they're motioning to things we can't
These
see.
specific walls. Okay, you're way too deep for me. One sec. Why create the walls we do? These specific walls. These walls. These walls. Yes. Well, to present what we want to present. That's fair. Presentation is pretty close. Or, I guess if you want to look at it the other way, to hide what we don't want them to see. Got one more for you. Hold on. They'll see that if you change. Here. See, I was just gonna say these walls. What? Order, structure, labels. It's all it's how we organize our lives. That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. Not the answer I was looking for. What are you looking for?
I think he just turned it around on the DM.
Could've.
What are you looking for, Mike? Oh no, he killed him. They're dead. They're dead. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, Gunner dead. And then there's Gunner. He's dead.
I am so. By the way, James, I'm re-answering the survey because Mike has lost my copy.
Uh-huh.
So
That's cheating.
I mean, it's not.
It's cheating.
No,
I have fought off the wild Mike with my pair of safety scissors.
And in a moment where the DM has been honestly intellectually bested by the player,
Mm-hmm.
walls we make aren't walls. The walls we make are windows. And all of you can interpret that however you would like. So, what happens is Malice looks at everyone. Applause is raining down in the room. He says, well, we've gotten a little far from a horror campaign at this point. But at the same time, I don't know if this game was ever fully meant to be a full horror campaign. Hopper is unlocked. What you're gonna find there, you can determine however you want, and you can look at it however you want. But what you're gonna find there is, in fact, the end of something. Make it whatever end you'd like it to be. He disappears, and we are gonna call it there for the night, folks.
Did we just speed run
Now,
Severovo?
I can't hear anybody, so I'm going to do my sign-off, and then I'm going to let James do the final run of sign-offs and run everything, while I kind of fix my headphones. Got a little emphatic on my keyboard, and I must have fucked something up in my settings. So, hello everybody. Tonight, I have been Mike, also known as Win 5, Get 1 Free, also known as Malice, running Projekt Severovo, the game that has gotten, as I quote one of my players, a little bit out of hand. You can also catch me every other Thursday running New Amsterdam, which is a game that is much more grounded than this one. And on top of all of that, you can also catch me on Saturdays, where I am in Bitter Ends as Greasy, head of KRUST 6.66 The Crust, the hottest shit that floated to the top of the bathtub. And on top of that, you can also catch me on Mondays, where I am ex-Paralictor Burn Ward, the Knight of Patella, a cop. Great. And that is me for tonight. James, take it away to run the rest of it.
All right, guess. By the way, I want a co-writer credit now, so fuck you. Hi ho, friendolas. My name is James, otherwise known as Nightheart. You caught me here today playing myself, my worst character, and Ian West, who doesn't eat. Who does? Who really, really does Ian know what's going on right now? Because I know what's Ian going on right now. That's all you need to know. You can also find me here on Fridays, where I run Yakshas. A whole lot of shit's going on there. Come by and see it. There's worms are turning. We're gonna have to see if they go full murder hobo on a lot of people that they know are innocent, who might just be in the way. Who knows? You can also find me here on Sundays, where I play a hell of a lot of different characters. I am sorry for last Sunday that I was apparently muted because OBS is OB dumb. You got to miss my newest and one of my most favoritist characters I run now. Growl. Grr. Like that. The barbarian who's a wolf boy and whose introduction was getting to murder Bob. And I mean fucking murder him. I've been waiting so long for it, Gunner. You can also find me here on every other Thursday when we do New Amsterdam, where I play Dove, who was briefly mentioned in this, who is a soiled dove flying on the winds. And by that, I mean he's going to get stuck in combat with a bunch of new humans because someone turned on the slip and slide. That's me, and since I'm in charge now, I say Gary goes next because Gunnar got a sore throat.
Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and say that Mike's probably got his headphones working again.
Yes.
Look on his face.
Yes.
So
It turns out I muted my computer. It was that simple. I'm just stupid. Yeah, no, that's fair. But it did lead to a great moment of organic storytelling where I scared the absolute shit out of Gunner.
Yeah, as soon as you got up, I was like, and ladies and gentlemen, he is murdering Gunner.
I said I was getting my safety scissors to defend myself.
You didn't get them in time. Gotta work on that reaction.
He also couldn't scream, so I'm not gonna make fun of you having a sore throat. However, the noise that you made was the most it was amazing. It was great. I've never gotten that reaction out of someone.
I was
Oh,
unmuted.
man.
We caught that on stream, I think.
Yeah, it was just...
Yeah, that was good.
Anyway, so you can catch me on these Thursdays where I play me, myself, and I. It's a good time. We have officially reached the point where I kind of don't know what's going on. Like I know things, but like y'all know the things I know. So I'm assuming that at this point the things that I knew were like deemed not canon or just scrapped concept ideas. Because we bounced a lot of concepts.
That's true. Some of them are still there, probably.
Maybe. I went back and I looked at the first messages, and I remember all that. That was so good. We still need to work on some of those stat blocks for the other concepts, but that's another thing for another time.
Yeah.
But yeah. So let's see. Yeah. So if you want to catch me, come back next week, because I don't play in New Amsterdam. However, I guess I can still promote it because it happens on Thursdays. And hey, if you're like me, you can't. You're gonna have to just come every week, because if you don't, you're gonna forget what day is the wit. And I can admit that I have that problem. And if you can't, I mean, that's fair, because I don't like to either. But it's fine. Now, if you show up in a couple days, being Sunday, you can hopefully this Sunday catch me on my return as I don't know if James has more characters than me.
I do, for now.
I'll fix that later.
For now, he says.
Oh, he knows the eventuality. If the Davabar family doesn't grow, my character list still will.
God.
But yeah, you can catch me playing a lot of characters because I don't even think I can count them all on one hand. And I'd have to put down my phone to see if I can do it on two. So, we're not gonna try. Because y'all are on my phone. And I took a little bit longer than I meant to.
It's alright.
That's fine. I'm letting Gunner rest his voice.
Yes. Gunnar, would you like me to do your outro, or do you want to do your outro?
I will start by saying hi. My name is Cyrus, or Gunner. My voice is really shot, so I'm not gonna do the rest of this. Mike, take it away.
Alright. You've just been watching Gunnar, who plays Persona Angostura, also himself, also Anatoly Bashenko. You know, many, many characters, all in one game. He also runs Cosmos. Oh, every other Thursday, he's also in New Amsterdam as the Bambino, an old rapscallion who is about to kick some ass in combat if he has anything to say about it. He also runs Cosmos on Sundays, which, to my understanding, is a good time with a lot of people who have a lot of characters, and some people who don't have a lot of characters, but that's fine because everyone has characters to their own limit. And you can also catch him on Monday, where he plays Twinkle Bailey on Fire Shrike. Real good game there, and probably the best captain, by my estimation. And you can catch him on Of course. I mean, you're the most logical of the captains, in my opinion. And then you can also catch him on Wednesdays, where he plays Acer in Hinch to Minch. I believe he has some other characters there as well. Yeah, I'm not sure if there's anything else to promote. Is there?
I mean, there's the usual.
I'm shaking my head.
Okay. Okay. I will take care of our last little ad roll. So, if you are currently watching on YouTube, thank you so much. We appreciate it. And we love you. But also, you could be watching us on Twitch Live and seeing all this crazy shit, and also seeing Pretzel Rocks spam our chat, because, you know, it's just what it is. Catch us on twitch.tv/pair_o_dice_theater. If you are currently watching, on Twitch, thank you. We love you. But also, you should be watching us on YouTube again and again and again and again and again. YouTube.com/Paradise Theater. And if you are a big fan of the Hot and Sexy World scheduling, you are a big fan of community interaction, and you like hot memes, catch us on Twitter @PairTheater. And for the rest of this, I suppose we should say R.I.P. Fourth Wall?
R.I.P. campaign?
R.I.P. No, we'll be back next week. Don't worry.
Yeah, but
Next
I think
week.
we speed ran the campaign for sure.
Oh,
I
no.
hope- yeah, I
No,
hope
this
we're
was
not
his
doing
plan,
next week.
James. Fun fact.
I hope we're not doing next week. R.I.P. New Amsterdam, if that's the case.
Oh, no. New Amsterdam is also still going to be going. Oh, we're not going to be back next week. Right. We'll be back in 2 weeks.
Yeah, see?
Thank you, Gary.
Wording.
You
Yeah,
keep
you're
me
welcome.
honest. Oh,
I do.
also, Amy Gedden puts together all of our stuff, all of our art and stuff. Go check her out on her various things. She's listed in our bio. Check it out. She's good. But yeah. Anyway, let's get an R.I.P. Fourth Wall and get on out of here. R.I.P.
Fourth Wall.